Hey everyone, welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. So today is a Tobacco Tasters episode, and we are doing Sutliff's Pipe Force, episode number 1, Major O'Meara. Just a little bit about this blend before we go into it. This comes from Sutliff. They say, the Latakia Forward English mixture offers plenty of smoky flavor from the fire-cured leaf, which is artfully harmonized with floral, earthy, stoved rustica. A mixture of high-grade Virginias impart a natural sweetness. Catarini, the sole oriental component, offers herb and spice notes, bringing complexity and nuance to the flavor profile. And that comes from Sutliff. Now, this is still available online. You can get it at a lot of different online sources. I looked at smoking pipes just about 15 minutes ago. They were out, but Tobacco Pipes, Cup of Joe's, Watch City, a bunch of those places still has it. So if you wanted to try it, it's still available out there. Okay, a couple things about this one. First of all, the strength on this one is just under full. The taste on this is full. There's no flavoring. It has Latakia, dark-fired Kentucky, stoved rustica, stoved Catarinis, which is the Oriental, and Virginia. This is considered an English blend. It's a crumble cake, which really breaks apart nicely. I love Sutliff's crumble cakes. So let's go ahead and jump into this one, and let's see what we can get out of it. First of all, we're going to talk about the tin note on this. So let's crack open the jar that I've had this in, and let's talk about the tin note. The tin note is underplayed. It's not real strong. But the predominant smell you're getting is that smokiness, mustiness from the Latakia, and some earthy, woody tones, probably from the rustica and the dark-fired. Slight sourness in there, slight tanginess in there. But like I said, it's not heavy. It's a really light tin note. It's really quite interesting. I'm looking forward to getting after this on the smoke. All right, so let's talk about the tastes in the smoking of it. It's a pretty full flavored tobacco, but it's not a real heavy English. Now, I'm an English smoker, and I would consider this to be a medium English, but a lot of folks out there consider this to be a full flavored smoke because of the dark fired and because of the rustica in there. I get a little bit of a slight sweet and sour. There's a slight spiciness. Some floral hints in there, herbal hints in there. Kind of a barbecue aftertaste. A little bit of sweetness, mildly nutty, a little bit of nuttiness in there. A little bit of campfire incense kind of going on. There's at the end of the smoke, there's a little bit of a bitter taste. And on the tip of my tongue, I get just a slight little sting on there. You know, I would kind of compare this to a Balkan 10 to Midnight, that Russ Willett Hearth and Homes 10 to Midnight. It kind of has that little bit of sweetness to it. And a little bit like a flavor you'd get from plum pudding. Like the smoky sourness from plum pudding that you get. I disagree. I don't think this is a full flavored blend. I think this is a medium blend at best. And it's kind of tasty. I like it. I like it a lot. Because of the sweet, there's a slight sweetness in there. and that helps kind of counteract that smoky incense taste that's also in there. It's really interesting. I like it. The room note is pungent, but in a good way. Kind of strong, and it lingers. Make sure you put your thoughts listed underneath the video in the descriptions, underneath the description, so that you can share your thoughts with other folks that might see this video later on. The moisture level on this was really right where I like it. Just a tad bit moist, but for the most part ready to smoke. Very little dry time, if any, is needed with this. The nicotine content on this one is a little bit stronger than others because of the dark fired and because of the rustica in there. I would say this is about a medium plus, not quite to a really big nic hit. I think this is great. I like it. I like it a lot. Different than most Englishes. Just there's something about it. Little more on the sweet side than on that bitter, sour side that you would get from a lot of English blends. This is the fourth iteration of Pipe Force. It's actually called episode 1 because if you remember correctly, they went 4, 5, 6, and then back to 1, and then the next one that they put out is going to be 2, and the last one they'll put out for this is 3. This is a series that was created by Per Jensen from McBaron. There's no bite, no harshness to it. It's well balanced. There's a nice zestiness. It's savory. It's rich. It's got some complexity to it. You're experiencing lots of different flavor profiles on your tongue. Burns great. Slow, cool. The flavor is there. It lasts for a pretty good amount of time. You get a little bit of dampness. I've smoked this probably, I bet I've smoked this a dozen times easily. And you do get a little bit of dampness at the bottom of the bowl. Some people would say it's not an all-day smoke. I would smoke this all day because it doesn't do a lot to me as far as burning through my tongue or anything like that. It's really just a lot of flavor, a lot of taste. Requires some relights. I like this in a medium to a large bowl. Kind of let it breathe a little bit, let it do its thing. I've smoked it in a small bowl, in a cob, and I prefer it in something a little bit bigger. Now, like I said, you can still get this. It's available at different online places. Some brick and mortar still have it. It comes in 1.75 ounce tins, and one tin is about $14.50, depending on where you get it. So this is one that I really suggest that you give a shot. If you have not tried Englishes very much, this is a good one because there's some sweetness that kind of reflects the Virginias in there, and a nuttiness that comes from the burley a little bit, the dark fired, and the Latakia is not heavy. It's kind of toned down a little bit. So yeah, it's a good one for new English smokers. For those guys that smoke Englishes all the time, this is a great change of pace. I've been really happy with this. The thing I like about this blend is that, you know, when you have a run of a series like this with 6 different tobaccos using similar tobaccos, and all of them, you know, this has got the stoved Rustica and the stoved Catarini, and this series kind of features that. And you would think, well, they're going to be very similar blends going all the way through. But this is not. This is totally different than the other 3 that I've tried. I would probably pair this with a nice Scotch whiskey, maybe. I've got something that I really enjoy, Highland Park 12-year-old, and I've also got a Glenlivet 14-year-old that's a cognac barrel aged Scotch that's really good. Kind of has a little bit of sweetness to it. It would pair really well with this. Okay, well those are my thoughts on this Pipe Force episode number 1. It's something I think you ought to go out and try. And again, they're still available. Now, next Tobacco Tasters, at the end of March, we are going to do the newly released Toscano Kentucky Fire Cured Tobaccos from the Maestro Series. And the one we're going to do is the Sinfonia. And, you know, this series kind of touches close to me because, first of all, they all have dark fire cured tobaccos in them. But secondly, since I'm a musician, I'm a retired band director, this Maestro series kind of touches close to home with the music theme on there. So I think it's going to be a nice one to try. So go out and get yours. I saw on smokingpipes.com that it is still available. It's not under Cornell and Deal's tobaccos. It's under its own Toscano label. So look there. Don't go into the C&D section because you won't find it. But that's going to be our next Tobacco Tasters. So hopefully you'll go out and get yours and share a bowl with us. Guys, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget, make all your piping moments count. We'll see you next time. Have a great week. Bye-bye.